Thank you for joining me on TMI Tuesday, and we are looking at the issues for today, which is on ahead EDO 2020 governance and politics. You agree with me that the road seems to be bumpy to EDO 2020, and with the deepening crisis in the APC and issues arising from that, it seems not ending. But well, they say that there's always a silver lining in every cloud, but can we cite this? And they say, well, there will be light at the end of the tunnel, but can we also cite this? Looking at the road, how bumpy it is, and the administration of the Governor Basiki for 3 years now, how robust and viral it has been. I will be joined by Prince Gregory Ogiogwa, but for now, I have a legal practitioner and also a politician and one-time gubernatorial candidate in the 2016 governorship race in Edo State. And I make welcome Cosmos Irabo. Comrade Cosmos, a very good morning to you.
Good morning. Well done, dears.
You've been following the activities, issues arising from the Edo APC crisis. And just a few days after the NEC meeting to resolve this, we're still having issues that seem to suggest that it's unending.
Well, you are correct. With regards to Edo politics, I will tell you, with all the emphasis I can muster, it's God that is at work. And the people that are benefiting, as against the usual talk that when two elephants fight, the grass suffer. I think the grass is benefiting now.
And in this case, the
masses are not the people benefiting. The masses have now automatically become the elephants. The grasses are fighting. You see, when there's so much agreement between a party, the government, if it's a government in power, the House of Assembly, everything is polyetheric, going smoothly like that, then the masses suffer. Whatever anybody says, everything, or the decision of the state it takes place in a beer parlor, and you understand. But now if there's disagreement, this one say, let me try and do this so that I will impress the masses, so that the masses, then the masses begin to enjoy. APC is a party, as far as I'm concerned, that is an amalgam of strange, fellows. They came all with the view of grabbing power. Now they got the power. The issue is, now that you have the power, what do you do with it? I'm not in APC, I'm not in PDP. I watch from a distance. I can graphically analyze the situation. Now somebody was governor for 8 years. He empowered a lot of people. It got to the extent that even somebody came and celebrated 1 billion. If he celebrated, I'm a billionaire, does not mean he has 1 billion. And I sat down to analyze a billion, 1 billion. I discovered that if, for instance, I want to use Edo State now in our economic situation, you decide to spend 250 million every day for 1 year, you still have something. And then if you don't say that 250 million, you want to start buying houses with it. It means that you buy 200, you buy, let's say each house, 10,000 naira. You buy 25 houses every day for 1 year. Yet this person has no visible means of livelihood. And he's not the only person. Yet this group said they fought corruption. Now a governor has come in and said, yes, you people worked for me, I entered. But in actual fact, I am not the governor of Edo State. I am not the governor of APC. And because I'm the governor of Edo State, Edo indigenes will come first. All those things you did, that is enough. You did it for Edo State. You did it for the party because I'm the flag bearer of the party. Let us work for Edo State. If I finish, or when I finish my tenure, you people can go and, call corruption, anti-corruption agencies to, but let us work for Edo State. He stopped all those leakages. They are saying he's not doing where he must go. And the Edo masses are watching. To me, it is really not proper. This man, as far as I'm concerned, he is doing just well. The only thing I see is that they've agreed, there have no synergy between him and those other politicians who actually worked for him. He has not been able to carry them that along. But I think he actually concentrated on the masses, not them. That's the annoyance. Yeah. And please, if I be calling, maybe, yesterday I heard somebody say that another political guru, with due respect to him, he's my leader. Pastor Ziamu, he is my political...
Okay, before we get there, let's look at a way of creating the balance, because it's been argued that part of the argument in this whole rift that is in EDO APC is the fact that the aspect of administration should be seriously handled by the governor and not the aspect of political leadership, which is supposed to be for the APC national chairman. Do you synchronize that?
Well, you see, if anybody says that, it becomes obvious that that person, with due respect to him, is not an ignorant, is ignoramus. Because the essence of a constitution is that this is a paper where we drafted, and anything we do is being guided by this paper. The constitution clearly states it that the governor is the head of the party in the state. If you are the head of the party, it means everything lies within you. So whatever the state chairman says, he comes to take directives from you. So there's a synergy between the state chairman and the governor. The state chairman is not complaining. The governor is not complaining. Excuse me. The other state ESCO members are not complaining. Who is not complaining? That is not more Catholic than the Pope. If there's any disagreement, it is the state chairman that will say, I'm the state chairman. This man has refused to allow me function. You understand? The man has not said so. So he's not saying it. You get what I'm saying? If you check the governor who was brought by Comrade Damsa Liu, or who he had the support of Governor Liu, the nephew to the former governor, who is the deputy governor, the chief of staff, these were all people, no children, so to say, godchildren to the former governor. They are all working together. That tells you that these people came down, had a blueprint, and they are faithful to the blueprint as against directives from anybody. For me, they have not done anything wrong. They are doing excellently well.
Okay, let's look at the case, because you are a legal practitioner. Yeah. Now, let's look at the case where the court gave an order, granted an order that the status quo should remain pertaining to the chairmanship of Edo State APC and Samuel Jeswa, pending when the cases will be determined. Now, the other side seem not to be taking attention on that. They're still saying that, well, to them, the Asemo Jeswa as a party chairman does not, he cannot continue. But looking at that order granted by the court, how do we reconcile this, like what is happening at present?
You say, with due respect, you say, out of nothing, nothing comes out. If a group of people can spring up and begin to act outside the constitution, you don't expect anything positive from them or anything within the constitution. A state chairman, a party state chairman, was duly elected. He was not appointed. And to remove that state chairman, it is the state national working committee that can remove him. And how do they remove him?
Is the state working committee or national working committee?
I will tell you, the state working committee, not the national. The state working committee. If there's any allegation or gross misconduct against him, what they do is they will write him, form a committee headed by the legal advisor of that party. They will invite him. He will appear in person, or he will send somebody, but there must be something like that. Now he was not invited. There was nothing, he did not represent himself. That's aberration number one. Before, a group of people who were not core members, the chairman was not there. They said, you understand, they just heard and did what they did, and then they said, just begin to throw words. Apart from that, when they invite him, if they find him guilty, they will make their recommendation and send it to the national working committee. The national committee will look at it and then send it to the NEC, National Executive Committee. The National Working Committee cannot ratify.
You mean National Executive Council?
National Executive Council, I mean. The National Working Committee cannot rectify. It is the National Executive Council that can do that. Now, the National Executive Council did not meet. The National Working Committee just gathered some people because the so-called aggressor is the head of the National Working, and then you just come out to say, yes, we have. For what? I mean, for crying out loud, before you handle that position, you had the constitution you swore to. Why not allow constitution prevail itself? Flagrant
there's this argument that, well, for peace, tranquility, for progress of Edo State in terms of infrastructural development and otherwise, that the governor of Edo State should find a way to humbly resolve this, even if it means coming to a compromise. What do you make of this?
You see, the governor that I know, I'm sure he's ready for compromise. But you cannot, because of compromise, kill yourself. I'm sure this man has what he wants to do before he started. And his own is, if for nothing, politician, your first tenure must be very good.
Okay. All right, thank you. I'll come back to you. Well, this is just a tip on the iceberg, and it's TMI Tuesday, and I've been having a chat with Cosmos Irabo, comrade Cosmos Irabo. And, well, we'll be taking a short break, and after that, we'll extend the frontiers of this discussion. Stay with me.
TMI, every opinion counts.
Thank you for joining me once again on TMI Tuesday. I'm the host, Philip Omo-Gukpo, and I have the opportunity to be joined by a human rights activist, Solomon Idiogbe. Many thanks for coming, Solomon.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
I hope you never had a bumpy ride down here, or there was a gridlock?
Well, there was, especially the usual, you say you and the ball, this is okay, thank God.
Okay, good to know you here. Well, before I come back to you, well, let's get to what you were saying on the floor. Basically, looking at a way of separating politics from governance. How feasible is that?
Well, I think we talked on that. I said, the governor is the head of the party. And the governor was produced by the party. So it would be consensically dry to say you support governors from the governors from the party, because it is the party that raises the manifesto at which the governor uses as a blueprint, to govern the people. So except if there's a kind of I don't know what to put it so that I don't sound sarcastic. But what I'm trying to say here is that the man said what he was going to do during his manifesto when he was talking to the people. And as far as I'm concerned, he's working in consonance with that.
Okay, but when it comes to coming to a compromise, I basically heard when you said that in respect of what can the governor do in terms of humbly coming to a compromise to resolve this, basically since it's the executive governor, and what should be paramount in his heart is peace and tranquility in this.
Thank you. You see, the governor is not my friend, but I like him based on what he's doing. You understand? I did say, I said, if you see, when people talk of peace, peace is good, but peace is nothing without justice. I cannot say because I want to make peace with you, I'll go and swallow my vomit. To me, it does not make sense. It's retrogression, and it could lead you to retrogressive infinity. The man said, I am ready to make peace. I have no quarrel with you. I have no issues with you. I'm just doing what I told the people I'm going to do. But if you feel I should do this, and in a bit of doing this, what you people want, it obstructs what I promised the people, sorry, I cannot do that. He said, God gave me this position. And if God said I'll come again, I'll come. If God said I will not come, I'll not come. Because before the election, nobody really knew. God is not Baseki. That's the hand of God is there. So the man is ready to make peace. He has said it over and over. You people should come, let us talk. But when people are coming to say, give us Edo State money to share, because we put you there, we should begin to share the money as usual. You must say, I cannot do that. They just say, if you cannot do that, then there's no peace. He said, so be it.
Okay.
As far as it's concerned, there is peace. There's peace in Edo State.
Okay, thank you. Solomon Idiogbe, you are a human rights activist, and the issue about governance since His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, took over mantle of leadership, we've seen some tranquility, some peace, and alongside developmental infrastructures. What's your mind in that respect?
People like us smile when we hear tranquility. People like us here, we smile when we hear peace. And maybe we do not understand the definition of peace when you say peace in that direction. I don't know where you talk about tranquility when a governor begins to have armed thugs dressed in Edo State government uniforms, attacking civil society opposition members who come out solely to ask questions and, of course, certain times make protests over issues we feel are not in the best interest of the people. I don't see that as tranquility. I do not also see a government who deliberately tried to create a problem within his own political party and among the political actors. Because whether you like it or not, the civil society organization is part of the actors in the management of a state, because we are the third leg of the tripod. But a government who decides to demean itself or debase itself, so to speak, or reduce itself to the extent of getting amped up to fight them when they ask, why did you have to privatize the collective patrimony of Edo people? I do not see that as tranquility, and I do not also see that as peace when the government, because it's the first time in the history of politics or governance in Nigeria where we see a House of Assembly being inaugurated at the middle of the night and some of the persons coming to the hallowed chambers as it were wearing short knicker to be sworn in or inaugurated as members of the House of Assembly. It's the first time, and you call that one peace. That's deliberate act to create disharmony amongst his people. But having said that, when my Oga was talking, I was smiling because people like us have asked, and we are still asking. The question is yet to be answered. But the person making the news around that people are asking for, mention names of those that have asked you for money. Because at the point, it will interest you to know that we members of the civil society have also been accused of having been given money because we come out to ask questions. I mean, today, unfortunately, I couldn't go there. We have a case with the C4 because we're asking questions. Each time you go ask government, because one of the promises Governor Obaseki promised the people while he was coming was I was going to run an open government. And when you talk about open governance system, it is a government that's inclusive, all inclusive. It's not a government shared with secrecy. We're asking you, with the FOI Act or Act, please tell us how much money have been executed on SY project, how many projects you have executed, who are the persons managing them, what are the, and we are telling us that FOI is not effective in Edo State. Yet the same way you say you want to use the FOI to call the national leader to order, I mean, is that not hypocrisy?
Okay, but we'll not be able to capture all that you are saying now because we don't have the right panelists to really tackle that with you. But let's zero down on the crisis within the party. The different narratives, factions, and finding an unending way to resolve this. What's your opinion in that respect?
The ball is in the court of the executive governor of Edo State. I've listened to both divides. I've listened to the leaders of the party because you cannot run your governance without, like he mentioned, you can't divert government from party. You understand? Because you can take politics from governance. Well, if you like,
because that again is an issue.
Because the point is this: you as of today, there is nobody that can run as an independent candidate in Nigeria. You must run under a political party. Yeah, we may have issues with the political system and political parties. Yes, of course, but it does not change the fact that you must run under a political party. And then you came and you are now fighting your people. It's your problem. And like I said, I've listened to the argument of both sides. Now here the governor says, I'm ready, like he mentioned, to make peace. And let me tell you, peace is not the absence of tension, but it's the presence of equity and fair play.
Okay. Now, let's look at the position of who is the political leader of the party. Yes. You agree with me that is part of the argument?
Yes.
And before now, when the former governor of Edo State, Comrade Shomole, he was the political leader, and now Godwin Obaseki is now the governor, and expectedly he should be, and he is the political leader. Now, do you have any issue with that? Because that has been a bone of contention.
The truth of the matter remains. The issue of being a governor or a president and being the leader of a party started when Olusegun Obasanjo became president, and then the party leadership became under his covering, as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as it then was. And then the issue of where you are a party leader, you are a president or you are a governor, you are the leader of the party in your state. But in the case of Edo, as it were, when things happen now, people begin to change the narratives or begin to turn the stories all around. Yes, I've been issue. It's been like when you are a governor, like Adams Oshomole was governor, he was the leader of the party. But what was the discourse? What was the negotiation? Like he mentioned, before 2016 general election.
No, continue with that. What was the negotiation? Continue with that.
That's what I'm saying. Who knew Godwin Obaseki? Who knew him?
Was there a negotiation? I want you to take it from there.
What was it?
Yeah, there was. There was a negotiation.
Let's hear it.
Yes, of course he knows. There was a negotiation.
I don't know. Let's hear it.
But the truth of the matter is that the negotiation was that I will run government, and Adams will run the party, because Godwin was supposedly not a politician in quotes. He was a supposedly technocrat. Those were part of that were in the ears of those within the political folds and political circles.
Okay, but in your human mind, in your human rights activist mind, would that be right?
You see, it's when you talk about right, what is right to you may be wrong to me, because one man's meat is another man's poison. One man's freedom fighter is another
Equity.
man's terrorist.
Is it equitable?
You understand? So when you talk about equity, fine. The truth of the matter is this. You had a reason of doing that negotiations, and you had this deal struck. Because part of the campaign strategy, if you recall, go back to your tapes.
Okay, but again, sorry, I have to interject here. But again, if you look at this negotiation, should you negotiate at the detriment of the people? You are human rights activists.
No, you shouldn't negotiate at the detriment of the people. Let me tell you, we're talking about the party politics has nothing to do basically with the people. What they are dragging today is about supremacy. If you watch the clip of the National Executive Council meeting of the All Progressive Congress, you discover that the people here mobilize themselves to go with their own political leader. That has nothing to do with Edo people. You know that. That's purely the party thing. But then it goes to show that you have left all sanity or all level of humility and respect for yourselves.
Okay, thank you.
But I was going somewhere.
Yeah.
I needed to clear this. That if you reached an agreement, because he came under the mantra of continuity. If you go check your clip in 2016, Godwin Obaseki never as a person came to campaign for himself. It was Adams Oshomole who was doing the campaign. A lot of people said, oh, why is Adams? Because the man said it was a government of continuity. Yes, a lot of people have issues. You know, some of us had some few issues with perhaps the approach of comrade as it then was. But some of us also realize, let's look at it in fairness, in all fairness. Can you compare the roads as they are today? Because I ask questions. And I'm still asking, and I'm challenging the Edo State government that outside 4 major roads that he has done that we know, let him come and tell us. Because you made 200,000 jobs, Gele support, we are not saying, of course, and all those stories that you have said.
Okay, I'll come back there. I'll come back to you on that.
No, you can't take all the time.
I think I asked you a question.
Yeah.
And what you are saying now, I can correlate it with the question I asked you, concerning the leadership in terms of political and
I'm saying that.
So I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. I've been with you for quite some time. You understand that? So let's get your reaction in all of this that he said.
You see, in the first instance, the leader, a party's leader, is not in the constitution. A leader is somebody who mobilizes, he leads, and people follow. So leadership is instinctive. Obaseki might not be a leader, but he's surely an administrator. We should get this straight. That's why I should deviate a little.
When you say somebody like somebody, be a leader, but surely
an administrator. Leadership. That's why you say
this.
Quite an administrator administers. He can be in his office giving out orders and all.
But a leadership role.
It's a leadership role, but it's not a leader, a party leader. So to say,
mean it's not a political leader.
A political leader, yes. He's a head, but he might not have those qualities because no man is an amalgam of it all. For instance, my leader, who is Pastor Yamu, is a leader, even while he was not handling any political office. If you go to his house, you know that he's a leader.
That's opinion based.
I'm saying my leader. I say if you go to his house, you know he's a leader. If you go there, then you meet people there. They are not going for money.
Okay.
They are going there because anyway. So
let's look at the person.
So you see, one man cannot be it all.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, this man is an administrator. They told us he's a technocrat. I have seen that in him. And he's moving in consonance with what government is supposed to be. You see, he was talking that they came on the patriarch of continuity. Governance in itself is continuous. For the fact that I was with you does not mean that I will do exactly everything you did.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Hook, line, and sinker. This man is overhauling the socio-cultural milieu of Edo people. You see, somebody comes and say, yes, I do road for you, I do this for you, I do that. Is that all we need? Schools, zero. Is it just to put red roof? Meanwhile, Agberos were becoming everything in the state. Hooliganism, courtesy and everything. Is that what we need? Is it coming to dance, jubilate, use 10 billion to advertise a road of 1 billion? Is that what we need? This water project, where did it end up? Drowning people? Is that what we're talking about? Look at roads being constructed. Roads that actually link the people in the suburbs and all that. I can name 10 of them. And if someone say it is not this, it is not that. I speak with facts. I can name them. Go to Selu, back of the Selu Secretariat. There are roads constructed there. I never saw those things. Is it whether you say C4, I don't know. Those are roads are constructed there. It is not coming to resurface a road. You re-award, award, and re-award. Or you manage to do one road, bring the whole world there, dance champion and all that. Is that what we're talking about? This man does not use the approach. I was expected when the Senate Matthew Roide was attacked in the airport by thugs. I expected the civil society people to react. They never did that. I wrote. It is now people are saying that thugs were thugs not attacking when Oshuman was there, and the thugs that attacked. What proof do you have that they are from Obaseki? If you know his kind of person, you know that he does not belong to that. He said, "Tom, we must stop," and he's stopping in Edo State, and Edo people are happy for that.
Okay, thank you, Cosmos. Well, let's look to round off on this, because we'll be looking at other issues, but let's look at the way forward in terms of finding a lasting solution. Because I know, to your mind, the people count, is it not? Solomon.
Well. And let me quickly correct the erroneous impression of he's making roads and he's not advertising. I was in the board, you know that World Bank assisted project board, and I know the rules. You cannot go and expect any palliative measure done by whether World Bank or the European Union or whatever. You cannot, because they have a work plan for the year. No government bodies is expected, and that's why we cannot inspect those roads, because they are not. And there's a clear-cut difference between monies you borrowed from World Bank, like Adams did, and own in doing water storm project, and to remind you which company was used in collecting those sums and collected commission. Africa's own is Godwin Obaseki. Who were the 4 persons who were running government? Who was the engine room of the then Comrade Adams Oshomola's government, as was then referred to? Was it not the same Godwin Obaseki? And you are talking about Ditash. And you talked about
but at that position he was in, would he have been able to make
of course, he was the economic team leader.
Position.
Of course, he was the economic. Let me tell you, if you do not know, I can school you a little, please, for the information of the public too. There were 4 major persons involved in the water storm project arrangements, as it were, then was. The comrade governor, as it was as a governor, the economic team leader, who used his company as AfriVest then to do the negotiations and bidding and all that, Clem Agba, who did the design, and the Commissioner of Works, Ogie, the now SSG. Now, out of all of them, Agba is now the national as minister, Adams is now the national as party national chairman. You have Ogie and Godwin Obaseki as governor and SSG. And you are telling me that water storm project is killing people and should not have been continued? Is that not a failure? And those are part of your promises. So let us call a spade and not a farm tool.
Okay, but looking at the stormwater project,
yes,
do you see it as a failed project?
It's not supposed to be fair, because it's supposed to be in phases. But it's fair because you didn't continue from where your comrade governor stopped. You know, you may have your issues with Adams. It's not a big deal, because he's human. He has his own shortcomings. But do not hide under whatever gas to begin to give a dog a bad name in order to hang it.
Okay, how do we resolve the whole of this?
The way you can resolve it is for Godwin Obaseki to climb down from his high horse. He's the governor of the state, for God's sake. And stop using talks to threaten people and beat up people who refuse to support you, suspend them because you didn't elect them in the first place. How does it even sound to him? The governor sit down in the comfort of his office and suspends all appointees of local government and begin to... Does the Constitution of the Federal Republic give powers to the governor to suspend and elect a chairman? No, it doesn't. And here we sit down and begin to say, well, let me tell you, the truth is clear. If the governor wants peace, which of course Edo people want, is for him to go back. Because the issue happening now is not between Edo people as it were and the governor. It's between the governor and the leaders of his own political party.
Okay, you may mention of Togri, which I think is a sensitive matter. But
yes, but, of course. I'm shocked why he was saying that.
Can you substantiate that? Do you have an evidence to prove that?
I can help you. Go back to your clip. The matter between the elected members of Edo State House of Assembly that were beaten up in the hotel that they stayed, alongside with the Wabazigan crew. You check the clip. Were they not Obaseki's talks? Are they not his voice? Was the audios, were they not clear? If you don't, have it, I can bring them. Excuse me. The voice who want us at the Central Hospital were wearing Edo State government branded t-shirts. There were talks. They had our people manhandled. They had our public address system damaged. Are they not talks, or they were his brothers or friends? So that we can know those to hold. So when you begin to say that, the same man who I was watching television yesterday and talked about, oh, he's passionate about education. Close down the primary school and turn it to a motor park.
Okay, I'll stop you there. I'll stop you there. Thank you. I think you have the whole of.
First of all, let me talk about the House of Assembly inauguration you talked about. It beats my imagination. At times, I feel like laughing when they say he went in the night, and all that. Technology has made day and night the same thing. First of all, is there anywhere in the Constitution, please tell me, I don't know, that specifies when people should be inaugurated? And who serves the letter of inauguration to the people? Is it the governor? When you inform the governor to come and inaugurate, he comes and inaugurates. As a governor that is obedient to the law, you call him to come and inaugurate, he comes to inaugurate. He was not the people elected their House of Assembly members. And then it is the chief clerk of the house that sends an invitation to them. Let me break it down. If you want to come, you come. If you don't want to come, you don't come. Till tomorrow, he stays telling them, come, you will still be inaugurated. They said no, because they don't feel like representing their people.
Okay, what's your reaction over the Togri issue?
The Togri issue. You see, I asked a question. The House of Assembly member was attacked in this state, seriously injured. I didn't see the civil society people. When Majority was attacked in the airport, I didn't hear the civil society people. Now you are saying the governor is sending talks. Did the governor come out to say, I send these talks? Or did the talks come out to say, the governor...
On the top
you are not...
No, he has the floor, he has the floor.
Or did the people come and say, the governor sent us? You understand what I'm saying? You say you see government branded this thing. Is it not the market? Can't anybody go to the market and print something? Can't everybody go to the market and print something? Look.
Are you trying to say that it was stage managed?
Of course stage managed. The governor, and if a governor can come out and say, Togri must stop, and the so-called Tog heads, we know, they are not in consonance with him, we should begin to read between the lines. You see, he was talking that we should name those who have come to say he's not giving us money. Did people not come out on air to say he's not carrying us along? Why do you expect to be carried along? Tie your legs and begin to drag you. Somebody came out to say the government deserves to be beaten because he's not carrying along. Such person, nothing had happened to him. But if you are the previous administration, apart from the physical assault, governmental policies will come out to do justice to him. Such person is still walking free. And you say this man is not a gentleman. Look, I said it, and you know it. I'm not in APC, I'm not in PDP. But I will come here to tell the people the truth. This man is going to say, Togri must stop. You see, the man is overhauling the social failure of this state. And I said it. Infrastructure is working, but it must not be infrastructure alone. So if a governor can come out and say, yes, increase school fees, anyhow, and say everybody must not be educated, so meanwhile his students are studying in Canada.
Okay.
People are applauding such a person, that person is doing well.
Okay, but in all of this, some argue that this happens to be a big distraction to the state government in terms of the crisis and the rift between the two factions of the state APC.
The man said, I will not be distracted. You see, nothing good comes easy. The goodness of people in Edo State or in Nigeria today is when I'm getting. If you're no longer getting, no, you are not good. That's why it's called that if you go anywhere now, it is the masses that are in support of this present government.
Okay, but boys believe that the whole of efforts, resources put into fighting this would have been more than enough to better the lives of the Edo people.
There's no resources. The man is focused. Is he spending money? Do you see him advertising and all that?
Go to Abuja or this spend money.
Which people did they move? Did they move anybody to Abuja? When they went for the next meeting, the authentic state chairman, as the Mojezwa, went, of course, sponsored by the normal system. Those who felt that they sponsored themselves, and they were asked out. Who is the chairman? This is the chairman. Enter. They entered and sat down. I was a state party chairman.
It's obvious. It's on social media. It's everywhere. That Jesus was under the mango tree. I stopped misrepresenting facts. Stop misrepresenting facts. I saw it. It's not like
social media.
Was wearing neck, and the party is already issuing to that effect.
Thank you. Now, let me ask you a question. Would you respect? Thank you. We are running off. Listen. Let me ask you a question.
You cannot ask me questions because you are not.
Thank you. I think we'll be concluding now. Solomon Ijobe, I think we'll be concluding now. But I already had your final.
When you legalize illegality, how did your so-called professional chairman? How was he appointed? No, how was the so-called professional chairman? How was he appointed? How was he appointed?
This is why we call it a wrap on today's discussion. And
you are misrepresenting it.
Bringing you other segments. Stay with me. Don't you go.
TMI, every opinion counts.